R. Kelly funneled millions of dollars from music royalties through a childhood friend right before his sex trafficking conviction, prosecutors alleges. Prosecutors said in court Wednesday that R. Kelly secretly had access to millions of dollars from the sale of some of his music royalties and funneled them through a childhood friend around the time of his sex trafficking trial last year. Assistant U.S. Attorney Elizabeth Geddes made the claims during the singer's sentencing hearing in federal court in Brooklyn, just before a federal judge sentenced him to 30 years in prison. Kelly was found guilty of sex trafficking charges in September after a 6-week trial. Geddes pointed out that Kelly earned money from 2 types of intellectual property rights through his R&B music. One comes from his master recordings, which Sony owns. The other is his composition and lyric rights, which Kelly personally held until August 2021, when his trial began. Sony has withheld royalties from Kelly's master recordings while it deals with judgments related to civil legal proceedings against him. According to Geddes, they are currently holding between $3.50 and $4.5 million in royalties for Kelly, but owe $7 million in judgments. However, the composition and lyric rights were sold in August for $5 million. Prosecutors did not say who bought them. According to prosecutors, Kelly's childhood friend Keith Halbert was holding the proceeds. Prosecutors said Halbert also received hundreds of thousands of dollars in royalties from those rights. Kelly's attorney, Jennifer Bongine, stated at the hearing on Wednesday that she was unfamiliar with the transaction and that royalties went down dramatically during the trial. "I am not aware of him being able to obtain $5 million, she said. Bongine also argued that the potential for future royalties should not be considered as a fine by Judge Donnelly, who presided over the trial. She pointed out that many people refuse to play his music because he is a convicted rapist and sex trafficker. He also struggles to understand the nature of his contracts due to his literacy issues, she claims. "I think he's almost indigent," Bongine said. "He does not have any consistent sources of income." In addition to the 30-year sentence, Donnelly imposed a $100,000 fine and a statutory $40,000 human trafficking penalty. She also set a September restitution hearing. Kelly's biological sisters on his father's side shook their heads as Donnelly made his decision on the financial penalties he will face while incarcerated. "I think indigence is a stretch," Donnelly admitted.